Once upon a Christmas time, in a big house on a hill, there lived a man, his wife, and their 8 children. And everybody looked up at the hill and said, what a super Christmas I'd have if my father were a millionaire, which Robert Maxwell is.
Can you lift your hand?
The root of where Ghislaine has ended up today is all to do with her relationship with her father.
The family filled the house with their excitement, particularly Ghislaine, who's 5, and like the baby of any family, has Daddy very much under control.
I think everything about her relationship with her father led her into her relationship with Epstein. And from what's alleged, becoming the ultimate daddy's girl, socialite, networker who became the ultimate madam.
Did you get some of Daddy's presents?
Yes.
My sister remembers at a very young age going to birthday parties at the Maxwell house, and she remembers the sort of visceral fear of the figure of Robert Maxwell in the background. He genuinely was a very difficult, unpleasant and terrifying man. Ghislaine was his youngest child, and she was a daddy's girl, but a daddy's girl with a difference that Daddy could turn. And she learnt to navigate a man with a terrible temper. She learnt early to read a powerful man's moods. She had these strange traits of character, which we all know came from Robert Maxwell.
The house on the hill is an open house, and the children take their places beside their parents to greet their 200 guests and to enjoy themselves. Even Ghislaine.
Ghislaine grew up in a very, very wealthy, comfortable existence. There was plenty of cash, and anything that they wanted, they could have. The family lived at this grand country estate. They had private jets. They had huge parties. It was the high life. They epitomized the high life.
But this girl grew up with an abusive father.
There's a story in her mother, Betty Maxwell's book, where Ghislaine sat on her lap and said, "Mummy, I exist." And she also said that she thinks that that's the beginning of Ghislaine's eating disorder. Her mother was convinced that even as a toddler, she was already showing signs of anorexia. And they thought that it was to do with attention. It was a way of trying to get attention from her parents. And at that point, Robert and Betty realized that they had been neglecting their daughter completely and tried to make up for this terrible beginning to her life and showered her with love and affection. And of all the Maxwell children, Ghislaine is the only one who was spoiled. They spoiled her as a result of it.
So she had everything she wanted in material terms.